Pukeology Podcast, where science meets your hilarious puke stories and the tips and tricks to stop that up-chuckle that you need.
You never know what's going to spew out of her mouth. Here's
my mama,
Dr. PukeNoMo.
All my pregnant ladies, welcome to Pregnancy Pukeology Episode 3. Why take prenatal vitamins? The age-old century that we're all wondering. So pregnant mamas, want no more morning sickness or pregnancy nausea? Visit our sponsor, nomonausea.com, the only natural way to instantly stop your pregnancy nausea and vomiting now. Or just place your No Nausea band on your baby registry for your delivery bag at the hospital in select bye-bye baby and Bed Bath & Beyond stores near you. So, pregnancy humor may be something that just makes you want to giggle so hard that you might pee your pants, like you don't have to pee all the time, with crazy stories that I'm about to tell you, like rabbit poop versus that horse shit, yabba dabba don't, and more. If you want to learn more about your pregnancy humor and knowledge, just remember that that's the key to understanding and helping you survive these 9 months. Just know we're in this together. So I can't wait to have you guys understand, number 1, how important it is to take your prenatal vitamins. Number 2, what's the most common pregnancy nutritional deficiency? And then number 3, what are the best prenatal vitamins to actually take?
Throwing up on a Tuesday?
I attempted to take vitamins every day, but I always threw them up. My doctor switched me to different ones, but they still don't help. As soon as I see those rabbit-pelling looking pills, it makes me gag, even before they go into my mouth. I guess I would take a rabbit poop over horse shit any day. Thanks, Linda, for your story and making me giggle. A friend of mine told me that Flintstone vitamins are a good alternative, and to take them before bed. The fluorescent-colored vomit that filled the toilet bowl before bed did not make me want to say, yabba dabba do. Instead, yabba dabba don't. Thank you, Nikita, for your awesome Pukeology story. I used to take my prenatal vitamins right after breakfast and used to vomit 10 minutes later. My husband used to ask me what sounded good for breakfast since I would be eating it and it would be in my mouth twice in just a few minutes. I still hate breakfast foods because of those vitamins. We all suffer for our little babies. Thanks, Charlotte, for your awesome story.
The Science of Puke, Pukeology. Tips.
So a growing baby means an increased demand in your body for pregnancy. The requirement for additional vitamins and minerals in your diet, like folic acid, calcium, iron, for example, are essential for a healthy pregnancy and the birth of a healthy baby. Some mamas may need special formulations in order to fulfill their body's requirements. If you suffer with anemia or other nutritional deficiencies, talk to your OBGYN, your midwife, or your doctor. I'd also love to hear it, any questions that you might have via my email, Pukeology, Pukeology, @nomonausea.com. That's NOMONAUSEA.com. The most common nutritional deficiencies during pregnancy includes anemia, followed by folate deficiency. Anemia is the lack or the decreased amount of actual iron that you have in your blood. Folate coexists with iron deficiency because it is actually what is utilized to help your body continue to produce that red blood cell, or also known as hemoglobin. Hemoglobin, which is that number that we actually look at to see how well your blood is is a protein of the red blood cells that actually carries oxygen to the tissues, delivering oxygenated blood, which is a red color, versus the deoxygenated blood, which is a blue color. As your blood volume expands during pregnancy, because your body starts to create extra blood whenever you are planning a delivery or a C-section. Believe it or not, your body actually produces about 1 liter extra blood. So you know how we have those great swollen ankles? Well, it's because of that for a reason. It's to make sure that we can handle delivery effectively. So the moral of the story is, in order to accommodate these changes in your body, a lot of pregnant women crave red meat. So eat more of it. But I understand that there are some who are vegetarian, and I'll give you other options of great things that you can get a nice form of iron inside your diet. Iron deficiency in infants might actually slow the auditory nervous system development, meaning that baby's ability to comprehend sounds. And this is all according to the University of Rochester Medical Center. Your growing fetus, or also known your baby, also needs calcium. They need vitamin D that a lot of moms don't get enough of. And that's important for their growth when it comes to creating strong bones, teeth, circulatory system, which is their blood, musculatory system, which is their muscles, and nervous system, which is the communication of your brain to the rest of your body. That runs at its peak during this organogenesis, or this creation of all of these organ systems. Vitamin D actually helps the body to absorb calcium. So eating fatty fishes like salmon, and remember, we also want to have fish that are smaller in size and not really far out in the ocean, because we obviously do worry about high concentrations of having other fish, and that's why we say safe fish versus non-safe fish. But salmon is a great source of vitamin D. Orange juice is another one. And then milk is great for calcium, and we all know that. So you can get milk from different sources, but again, some prefer soy because they have problems digesting milk. So they are lactose intolerant. Let's end on a positive note. All the keratinized cells in your body, which include hair, skin, and nails, will look super sexy during your pregnancy. I believe that's the reason why we get that pregnancy glow, especially when we're taking all of these loads of prenatal vitamins. Prenatal vitamins give us the essential nutrients and the extra nutrients that we need. It's not just consuming 150 extra calories per day, pregnant ladies. It's also making sure that we're getting the nutritional amount or value in order to grow the baby in its healthiest way, shape, or form. So the moral of the story is, even if they look like horse pills, you still gotta take them. Some of them do look like rabbit pills, but again, in any way, shape, or form, at least get that folic acid, get that extra calcium, vitamin D, and of course, iron if you are suffering from any type of anemia.
And tricks to stop the up-chuckle that you need.
With all this talk of prenatal vitamins and their importance, we forgot to mention getting to the most important part, the nutrients and the actual source. The best form of nutrients comes from food, not these prenatal vitamins that we're all taking. Food is where we're actually going to absorb the most. And if you didn't know this, your stomach, you don't actually absorb any nutrients in your stomach. All that does is just break down the food and gives us the awesome heartburn, but no mo with NoMo nausea band. But again, getting to that nutrient source, it's important that we consume good caloric value intake foods. So, for example, if you are lactose intolerant and you don't drink milk, did you know that you can get that calcium from places other than dairy foods? Those include our leafy, greeny vegetables, including broccoli and kale. They actually have a huge source of calcium. If you're a vegetarian, iron doesn't have to come from animals. Beans like lentils, red tomato sauces, grains, prune juice, nuts, and seeds are also wonderful forms of iron. I personally was almost a pseudo-vegetarian during my pregnancy. My son would not allow me, I jokingly say would not allow me, but would make me throw up every single time I would eat or consume meat, whether that was in the morning or in the evening. So I was very dependent on things like beans, and he came out beautifully healthy, and I was very glad because I was actually able to get a good source of iron in my diet, and that came from vegetable sources and not meat sources. Iron and prenatal vitamins can also cause constipation. It's terrible. That was actually my number one complaint next to morning sickness, which we all know the solution for morning sickness, NoMo Band, an instant relief, basically your 30-second relief to stop you getting sick, which includes peppermint essential oil and acupressure. But constipation was painful. It actually caused severe amounts of abdominal pain for me, especially during my first trimester. And even worse, your prenatal vitamins are going to cause even more forms of constipation. So ladies, drink lots and lots of water. And in doing so, there are actually new prenatal vitamins that you can take that have stool softeners in them. And if you're not taking a stool softener daily, I kind of would recommend it. It will make your pregnancy go by a lot easier and will make you regular so that you can keep pooping every day. So your body is absorbing all of these nutrients in your food, and your little parasite, the beautiful one that's either a boy, a girl, or you're waiting to find out, they're stealing all of these nutrients. That is definitely one of those LOL comments. But now they make more prenatals that are actually enteric-coated. Enteric-coated means less of that burping. It means it actually has a natural coating on it that once it's inside of your system, such as your stomach, it actually helps to keep that outer barrier until we get to the small intestine, where it will help you to release the nutrients without having all of that extra burping and gas, and it goes down easier. It's kind of the difference between the plastic applicator tampon and the cardboard applicator. The cardboard, it's kind of like a corkscrew. You just can't get it in. We ladies don't have to worry about that being pregnant, but when it's plastic, it's nice, smooth, slippery, all that other good stuff. Now, to stop that constant upset stomach, try peppermint oil and acupressure wristbands like we talked about. Nomonausea.com is actually a great source, or you can find them on Amazon. They really are the first and only natural combination of the two that will stop nausea and vomiting instantly, that's clinically approved to stop 80% of people from getting sick. The peppermint essential oil, when smelled via the nose, the fastest way into your brain, that aromatherapy helps to stop vomiting because it actually communicates the fastest way into your brain. Acupressure, when you give it about 45 minutes to work, can elicit beta endorphins, also known as anti-nausea hormones, when placed at the right amount of pressure at the P6 point. And if you don't know where the P6 point is on the human body, go to nomonausea.com and go to where to place the band. And you'll actually take a look, and that is the spot, 3-finger distance, in between the first two tendons, your pointer and your middle finger tendon. And the perfect instructions are also found on there. And each of these techniques are by themselves. When I talk about each technique, I talk about aromatherapy and acupressure, are about 50% effective at reducing morning sickness on their own. But we found that the combination of the two is actually 80% effective at reducing nausea or vomiting. And that was graciously done by gastroenterologists that have been studied in gastroenterology, which published our clinical trial. The last one was shown in outpatient surgery center. Now that the NoMo Band has made it even easier to combine both into a stylish and waterproof wristband, now you can stop your worst pregnancy upset stomach. So find NoMo at select Harmon locations within Bed Bath & Beyond and Bye Bye Baby. So go grab one on Amazon today. Thank you guys again for joining me for Pukeology Podcast episode 3. If you want to find out more information or about the other podcasts, such as what does morning sickness really feel like and when does morning sickness start, please check out our Pukeology Podcast episodes 1 and 2. And don't forget, rate us, give us a 5-star rating, tell everybody else how much that you love us, and share it. So join us next Tuesday where we'll be finding up what's throwing up on a Tuesday.
Pukeology Podcast, edutainment at its finest.